All right, financial analyst Steve Budin, thanks for joining us this morning. Of course, the news that has rocked the Valley, the death of Tony Hsieh at just 46 years old. And now his family is left wondering if he has a will. As of right now, they haven't found one. So that gets us thinking, right, about who needs a will and at what age they need to be thinking about a will.
Yeah, good morning. The biggest misconception out there in the arena of finance is that only the rich need wills. That's really not true. Everybody needs a will. First and foremost, anybody with children. And let me back up. A will is a legal document that dictates where your assets and your children go should you pass away. So everybody at some point will pass away. The question is, what happens to those assets when you pass? By having a will, you can control the distribution of those funds, plus who gets custody of your children. So to answer your question, anybody who has a child and anybody who begins to have investments, it's a good idea to look into a will.
Okay, so let's talk more about what people should do as they're starting to think about creating a will. What's their first step of action?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent in seeking professional advice. Sit down with an attorney. They can help, an estate planning attorney, I should say, who are experts in this field. And they usually will have some sort of worksheet that you can begin to think about the questions that need to be answered as to how to best develop your estate plan. There are online services and they can run as cheap as $50. So depending on your situation, a basic simple will might be all you need. But if you have investments, maybe second or even third marriages where there's mixed families, there's all kinds of complications that could come into play, and a professional could probably help guide you. Another important thing to do is anybody who has an IRA, a 401k at work, or a pension or profit sharing or deferred compensation plan, if you're a public employee, some of those don't get governed by wills. Some of those you can leave to a beneficiary. But what I've seen happen over the years is people's life situations change and they forget to change beneficiaries. It's always a good idea on an annual basis to review beneficiaries. I've had clients realize that their ex-spouse is still their beneficiary on certain things. How'd you like to pass away and leave all your holdings to an ex-spouse?
That's something I'm sure a lot of people in the Valley are going to want to avoid.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the case, it sounds like, for both IRA, 401k, and also maybe updating your will as your life changes.
Yeah, it's always a good idea every couple of years to take a look at these things. I know they're not pleasant topics, but we all know one thing for sure is we are going to move on at some point. And it's important for everybody to make sure that your assets and your family members are passed to whoever you would like to have them pass, especially children. You want them cared for, people you want, maybe not who the courts want.
Thanks for your advice, Steve. We'll have more of this information on our website at ktnv.com if you're looking to find out more. And we'll be right back after this.